Okay, hello there. I would like to make a book review on Soft for Happy by Mo Goddard. He's a chief director of Google X. Okay, these books, the story is about Mo Goddard, the author. His son died from supposed to be a normal stomach ache, but when he sent to hospital, then things escalated. Things just gone wrong, and he passed away in a few hours. So he told his story of how he coped up with that experience. So Mo Goddard, he came up with this equation where he said it's equation of happiness, where happiness is more or less or equal to events minus expectations. So in a way of saying is the bigger your expectation from an event, if you minus it, things will be negative value here, and you will feel unhappy. Alright. If your expectation is less, then you will not feel unhappy. In short, you feel happiness. He argues that the normal state of human being is happy. If you do not know what to do between what emotion, choose happy. This because if you see a baby is just happy human being in default mood, coming out fresh from the factory. So, what did I get from this book? I mean, what the book is all about? The book is just how it go up, and just tell us about this equation. And I have to admit, the second quarter of the book is a bit boring for me. It's just too much technical works. But if you being patient, if you just continue on reading it, the third and the fourth quarter, I mean, the ending of the books is it gives you the biggest impact on how he cope up with his son's death. And most of the books is just about how to reduce your expectation too much. Sometimes it's biased, sometimes it's just you wish, sometimes it's just what you expect, what you hope for. So I finished reading this book around 2 weeks ago, and I let it sink into my head and try to remember what I learned from the book. And mostly it's just about reducing the expectation, and I use it quite a lot in my life. Don't get me wrong, I used to be a very miserable person, not too much of a happy guy. And yeah, you can say if you're not happy, what it is. I mean, mostly you're angry, mostly you become sad, mostly you become frustrated, mostly it's that side if you're not happy. I mean, I'm a maths lecturer, I'm a maths teacher. I teach my students, and sometimes they didn't do their work, and I can get angry, I can get pissed off because I expect them to finish their works. I mean, by right, I'm a lecturer, I'm the teacher, I give you the work, you need to finish it. If you don't do the work, I mean, you have kind of break the rule, you didn't follow the system. So when that happens, when they didn't do the work, before I got angry, I realized that I'm just expecting them for them to do. Yes, it's their right. Yes, it's my right. But I'm just expecting for we to follow the rights. It's not the truth. It's not what will happen. So your expectation here is mostly about you are expecting things, not what's supposed to happen. In the future, you do not know it happen. You just expect. You just wish. You just hope. So mainly, when I finish reading the book, it's about me back. When things happens in not the way I want it to be, when I angry, pissed off, frustrated, I realize that I'm just expecting too much. I mean, recently I walk around in the bookstore. I saw a lot of books regarding these topics about how to be happy, how to forgive people, how to enjoy your life, and so on. And I'm just not interested in looking through the books because I kind of realized I got what I need, and just need to reduce my expectation. I used to be a very angry person. I used to get kind of pissed off, high level, almost revenge level. But right now I just realized, hey, it's you, Rodi, not them. You need to lower your expectation, or you are expecting too much. It's not in a way that I'm becoming more self-depreciated or my self-worthiness things are getting lower. No, it's just that I kind of realize I'm getting more mature. I should do things and expect within the expectation, and not thinking too much, and just follow the flow and have the enough skill for the event to unfold. So these books here taught me on how to behave more properly. No, not to behave more properly. It's just to go with my life a bit more better. To go with my life better. To expect less and things and be more realistic in a way. And even things does not happen, you kind of like, hey, this is just you, Rodi, you're expecting too much. Sometimes that you're driving and people, road bully or someone cutting your lines or whatever. My heart rate almost goes up because it's not supposed to happen, and I lower it down again and say, what do you expect? It's people, you cannot control people. What do you expect, Rodi? So it lowered me down, and I did not get frustrated that much. And if something happen, people around you behaving not in a way they're supposed to work, and you just say did not behave well, being rude or whatever. You just like, what do you expect, Rodi? Just people. You are not controlling them. You're just being you, and that's what life's supposed to be. It's you controlling you, your expectation, and so on. Have enough skills and go with it. So these books will teach you that. Most of it is just how to lower your expectations. Forget about highly recommended. This is books of a lifetime. Read it. It will change your life for sure. And there's something I left behind. The last chapter of the books, the second last chapter, Mogodot argues that, in his words, he does not believe, he's not a religious person, but he's a spiritual person. He did not use the word God, but he used the word of grand design. There's someone up there designing the world. And for him, so technically he's not an atheist. He came out. He does not deny the theory of evolution. He thinks evolution is needed in a way for the world to work, but someone out there is controlling it. Yeah, intellectual design and stuff like that. Well, it's not that kind of discussion. Okay, because mainly for people who got frustrated with the world. I'm not going to use the word God here. Sometimes we say, hey, why that happened? Why it's not supposed to be that? And it's supposed to be the other way around. It's when we blaming the world. Or sometimes you might say, why the God does not help us? Mogodot did not use the word, but you can sense some people got angry with the world and get angry at the grand designer. Mogodot argues that there is a grand designer, and the grand designer set up a rules or equation of how the world's going to work, and the world just works around that rules. The grand designer is not going to intervene because the rules has been set there and the things are going to get set in motion. What we human did is that we expecting the grand designer is going to interfere with the world, right, to be something else. We are hoping for miracles. We are hoping for something that's not supposed to happen. That we are the one that expect things to be crazy. Yeah, something. The world works that way. There are incruelties, there are darkness around. But in the end, it's we are the one going to play things by the rules. We are not going to expect the grand designer to come and, that's it. Miracles. And then suddenly we blaming the grand designer. We blaming why the grand designer did not help us. Why the world works that way. Why the world being so cruel. It's just we expect things to go the other way around. When I read it, it was kind of hit me. Oh my goodness, what happened here? And he argues that he used to play games with his son when his son passed away. He said his son is meeting the creator. So in his words, is there really a game maker? In here context, is there really a grand designer? Do we really make decks up? Did someone create this world, make this world, or did we make that things up? It makes us think. If a computer game, there is a game designer. What do you think about the world? There's a grand designer in his way. And there's one more quote that I think I kind of like when something's happened to your life and there's someone who says be think positive, say something good going to happen, silver lining here, over here and there. And Mogodot, he agrees that when his son passed away, He just need times. I mean, you can give a lot of positive thinking, a lot of, hey, maybe those positive words, good words. But he argues that maybe time is what he needs to heal what this positive thing could not. I repeat one more time. He says that maybe times is what he needs to heal what the positive thought could not. In a way, we human, we as a community sometimes trying to talk to our friends, and we hoping too much the good words going to heal that person. It's not. Good words can distract and find something for them to look forward to. But in the end, time is what he needs for him to cope up with what he lost or what he suffers to. Good words might relieve, might help to speed up the process of healing, but in the end, time is what the person needs. And sometimes we blaming ourselves a bit too much, and then we saying that, oh, I should not be thinking about this, I should be positive, I should think well. But be more realistic. He argues that although he came up with this equation, he still misses his son. He's still sad about it dearly. He misses his son dearly. And he argues, I hope time will heal up, but this positive thought could not. We are expecting too much. Yeah. All in all, should you read this book? Like I mentioned just now, this is not highly recommended. This is a book that you need at least once in your lifetime. Okay, on how I read this book, I use Audible. I use audiobook. Yeah, I got a Kindle copy of it, and sometimes I refer to it back. But mostly I read it through the Audible. Which one's better? Audible or audiobook or normal book? Okay, I agree. Sometimes the Audible speaks too fast, or sometimes I like that quote. I would love to go deeper on it. Then I refer myself to the Kindle book. I go through back there, and I try to snapshot and make something of the quote. But which way is the best? Books you can go through, you can reread them again for sure, and you will not miss things too much. But Audible, the audiobook, is more like a storytelling, and Mogorot express himself when he talks through the book. I mean, it's being read by someone who does the same author, and whenever he talks about his son, you will know that he is sad because the intonation just changed. And the moment he go through the last chapter, his son has passed away. I mean, it passed away. Part of the books is not much of a spoiler. The moment he talks about it again before he ends the book, how he go through with his son, the conversation with his son after his son died, it comes with a lot of emotions. You can feel the sadness with him, how he misses his son dearly. And yeah, I dropped a tear or two. It's sad, I can say that. You have to sympathize with him. I like the audiobook. I like when it's like your friend sitting beside you. I listen to it when I drive to work or when I was driving from point A to point B. It's like someone sitting beside you in the car. Rodi, this is how I feel. It's like you sitting with your friend. He talks about what he going through. The audiobook is good. It's a storytelling. It's just not someone read you the book. It's a storytelling. This is what happened, and so on. Like having a friend beside you. I would highly recommend the audiobook. You can try it for free at audible.com. This is not a sponsor. Audible, please sponsor if you want to. This is not a sponsor, but get the audiobook if it's possible. Give it a try. If you keep on saying, I am not an audiobook person, you can try it for free. Highly recommend. If you have got a long commute like me, like 1 hour or 1 hour and a half to work, give it a go. It's something useful. You use it in your life. I mean, you use something positive. Alright, that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.